Hello students, today we are going to discuss an important topic, that is reproduction in living organisms. Okay, so reproduction means the new organisms that arises from the pre-existing organisms of the same species, that is called as reproduction. Why this reproduction is important? Reproduction is important because it helps in perpetuation of species. It helps in the continuation of the species. So if there's no production, the species will not continue. Okay, so it will go extinct. So for this purpose, there is a reproduction thing. The next is evolution. Okay, so when we all always have read about it, that the male gamete, female gamete, when they fuse together, okay, they're both different. Genetic recombination takes place. Okay, the two sets of chromosomes, they come to the recombination takes place between them. So what happens is, because of this, there are chances of evolution. That's why the reproduction is very very important for the evolution process. Okay, so basically there are two types of reproduction: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Okay, so when sexual reproduction takes place, when there is a requirement, it requires two gametes, male gamete and female gamete. When they fuse together, the zygote is formed. Okay, but if you see asexual reproduction, asexual means what? Not sexual. That means there is no requirement of both parents, only one. There is requirement of only one parent. So what happens? The parent, it undergoes mitosis, and it gives rise to two cells. Okay, so here there is no fusion of gametes. Okay, so in asexual reproduction, whatever the offsprings that are formed, they are genetically and they are morphologically similar to their parents. That's why what they are called as, they are called as clones. And if you see, because in the sexual reproduction, what happens is there is a fusion of gametes. That's why the genetic recombination takes place. And because of this, what happens, the offsprings, they have similar features of their parents, and they also have some features that are not present in both parents. Okay, so it's a complete the offsprings, they don't look similar to their parents. It's a main difference between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So now we'll go and we'll study the types of asexual reproduction. Okay, in asexual reproduction there are so many types: fission, fragmentation, budding, regeneration, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. First, we'll discuss about fission. Okay. Okay. So we'll only study about binary fission. So what happens in binary fission? Let me explain you through this diagram. So what happens? It mainly takes place in amoeba. As a amoeba is, it doesn't have any shape. So the plane of symmetry, the way the division takes place, there is no division of plane. Okay, so what happens is, here you can see the duplication of chromosome takes place. When cell divides, what happens? The chromosome material also divides. So the material chromosomes divides, and the other chromosome, it goes to the extreme end of the cell. Okay, and as you know, the chromosome divides and cytoplasm also multiplies, it also divides. And here you can see a septum is formed. Okay, so what happens? The plasma membrane, it goes inside and septum is formed. Then after that, the septum divides and these two cells get separated. That is called as binary fission, and binary fission takes place in amoeba. You see this parent cell, nucleus divides, chromosomal material divides. That means chromosomal material is present in nucleus, nucleus divides, cytoplasm divides, and these are the two daughter cells you can see. So the cell division can be in any plane. Okay. So now we'll discuss about fragmentation. Okay, fragmentation takes place in Spirogyra. As you can see, the Spirogyra, how it looks like ribbon shape. So when the Spirogyra, it's a filament kind of organism. When it gets matured, so it breaks down into two or more fragments, and these fragments, they have a they also get developed, okay, and they form independent organisms. Then we'll see regeneration. We have already seen an example, that is of lizard. Lizard breaks his tail, and to escape from predator, she goes away. Okay, she runs away. So in this case, she restores her tail back. So it's the ability of an organism to restoring its a lost part, that is called as regeneration. Okay, the best examples is planaria. Okay, planaria, if you see, it breaks onto two parts. That is, its head part is separated, its tail part is separated. Basically, it is fragmented into two parts, head and tail. Here you can see the head, it restores its complete body part, and tail, if you see, it also restores its complete body part. So the two independent planaria organisms are formed. Okay, this is the example of regeneration. Now, budding. What happens in budding? So if you see, this is a hydra. What happens? A small outgrowth is formed. Okay, a bulge is formed. So when this outgrowth is formed, it is dependent on the parent cell for nourishment. Okay, and after the nuclei, they get duplicated. One nucleus enters into the bulging part, that is the outgrowth part, and this gets matured, and once it gets matured, then it gets detached from their parent, and it lives as its own independent life. Okay? The one thing I wanted to tell you is the spore formation. So you must have seen in the bread, okay, the moist bread. If you keep this moist bread for 2-3 days, you will see black spores are there. So it's nothing but these are the fungus spores. So if you see the fungus structure, it's a body structure, how it looks like. There's a hyphae, there's a network of hyphae that is called as mycelia. Hyphae is nothing but the filamentous like structure, and it has uh, spore, spore sporangia. Sporangia are nothing but the sacs that are containing spores. When the sporangia matures, it breaks open and the spores are dispersed. And when this dispersed spores, when they germinate, then there arise a new organism. Okay, so by this way, the spores that helps in arising new organism. Now we'll see vegetative reproduction. What is vegetative reproduction? It is nothing but it's a reproduction. I mean, the plant uses its own body part like root, stem, and leaves for giving rise to new organisms, new plants. That is called as vegetative propagation. So there are also some types, like you can see this is a bryophyllum leaf. On the margins of bryophyllum leaf, you can see there are some buds are arising. If this leaf falls on soil, then it gives rise to a new plant. The tubers, then the bulbs, we have seen this thing. The new thing that I want to show you is the grafting. So what are happening? The stalk, the rooted plant is called as stalk, and the plant which you want to insert into the stalk, that is called as scion. Okay, so in grafting, two plants are used to develop a new plant with the combined traits. Now if suppose the rooted plant is giving a very good yield, but it is not disease resistant, so what we will do is we'll take a scion of disease resistant plant and we'll try to insert it into stalk. Okay, so what will happen? It will have both the characteristics, like it will be disease resistant as well as it is going to give you a good yield. Okay, so that's it. We'll further continue with sexual reproduction in plants.